Morning, everybody, and welcome. I'm glad everybody made it here safely and braved the roads today. Hopefully they weren't too bad as you came in. It seems like about every year we get challenged, but once again we've gotten together safely. Thank you for joining us here today as we celebrate the mission to remember the fallen, honor those that serve and their families, and teach the next generation the value of freedom. At this time, if you would please rise. We'll start with the playing of the national anthem, and then please remain standing, and I will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. And I've been granted the honor once again of serving as the Master of Ceremonies for this event. On behalf of all of our veterans, living and dead, I'd like to take a moment to thank and recognize all of the people who worked together to make this event possible. Please join me in a round of applause for them. We ask that to start the event, you all please join with me in a moment of silence to remember the fallen, prisoners of war, those missing in action, and honor those who have served and are serving this great nation's armed services. Thank you all again for joining us here today. This year, across the country, at more than 2,700 participating locations like this one, there are millions of Americans gathering safely as one nation to remember, honor, and teach. We are all proud to be Americans that live in a free society made up of many people from all walks of life. The freedoms we enjoy today have not come without a price. Lying here next to us and in cemeteries throughout this nation are men and women who gave their lives so we can live in freedom and without fear. We can worship as we see fit. We can raise our children to believe as we do. We are free to vote for the leaders of our choosing, and we have the right to succeed and we have the right to fail at whatever endeavor we wish to pursue. The United States of America was founded on the ideals of freedom, justice, and equality. Our nation stands as a shining beacon of liberty and freedom to the world. We thank those who gave their lives to keep us free, and we shall not forget you. We shall remember. Today, more than ever, we reflect on our nation's veterans and active duty service members who have had and continue to fight to protect the innocent and the oppressed. This nation has always been the first to stand up for freedom of people from around the world. Many of you here today have answered that call and served your country well. For this, we say thank you, and we're honored to know you. There are many men and women serving today in all branches of the military, here at home and in places far away. Most of us have never heard of them. These men and women are part of the best trained, best equipped force in the world. We honor them and their families for the sacrifices they make each day to keep our country safe from terrorism, hatred, and injustice. Quoting our 40th President of the United States, Ronald Reagan, quote, "Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it on to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Or one day we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was once like in the United States where men were free." End quote. Today we show a united front of gratitude and respect across the United States as we remember the fallen, honor those who serve and their families, and teach the next generation the value of freedom. At this time, we will conduct our wreath-laying ceremony. Barb Simpson will lay a veteran's wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Army. Randy Schultz will now lay a veteran's wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Marine Corps. Now David Fagan will lay a veteran's wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Navy. Now Steve Letterly will lay a veteran's wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Air Force. Dale Prather will lay a veteran's wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Coast Guard. Angela Wilson will lay a veteran's wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Merchant Marines. And finally, Larry Clark will lay a veteran's wreath in honor of the 93,129 United States servicemen from all branches of the service, whose last known status was either prisoner of war or missing in action. These individuals have never returned to their families and homes. we shall not forget you. We encourage every volunteer here today who places a wreath on a veteran's grave to say that veteran's name aloud. Take a moment to thank them for their service to our country. It's a small act that goes a long way toward keeping the memory of our veterans alive. Remember, we are not here today to decorate graves. We are here to remember not their deaths, but their lives. Each wreath is a gift of appreciation from a grateful America. These live balsam fir wreaths symbolize our honor to those who have served and are serving in the armed forces of our great nation, and to their families who endure sacrifices every day on our behalf. To our children, we want you to understand that the freedoms you enjoy today have not been free, but have come with a cost that someday you may have to pay yourself. As a nation standing together, we can defeat terrorism, hatred, and injustice. Thanks to our veterans, we have the freedom to do just that. At this time, I'd like to invite the Honor Guard to close this ceremony with the traditional 21-gun salute and taps. If you all would please remain in place afterwards, I'll officially close the ceremony.
Ready, aim, fire! Order, hark! Distance.
That's easier to keep than the pie.
Thank you again to everyone who took time during this busy season to be here today. At this time, I'd like to invite you to join us at the cemetery, and actually we're going to change that because of the weather. We will have some assistance here tomorrow at 2 o'clock. If you would like to be involved with that, you are certainly more than welcome to come back and participate in the wreath laying here at the cemetery. When you do, flag markers have been placed at the grave sites where the wreaths should be laid. One big thing we ask for you to do is please say their names and thank them for their service as you lay the wreaths. It's personal for me. I take one for my dad every year about this time, and usually I realize that's the last time I spoke his name, other than say dad or to talk about him, but to actually say his name and recognize his service. So make that part of what you do. Thank you once again, and please have a safe trip home.